Hi, friends. Week 36. It is so hard to believe that I have been living and applying Bashar's formula for 9 months now. This is just crazy to think about. Although I haven't been perfect at it, but I have definitely made a conscious effort to keep the formula foremost in my mind as I'm going through my days and my life and getting feeling the benefits of it, definitely, and really feeling some things unlock within me. So week 36, I came back to reality after my little slice of heaven in Florida with my man for 4 days. It was amazing. Came back, went back to work, and kept doing um, the changing core beliefs spiral meditation that I've been talking about in my videos. So keep working at that. I think I'm on like week 3 now of that whole process. So in the morning I get up and I meditate, and then I do the spiral, go down the spiral 4 different times, saying and use the saying, dedicate I, I desire to dedicate wait a minute I desire to define my dedication to detachment. And basically, the whole idea is to get to the bottom of your limiting beliefs. So this week, I feel like I made some progress in that area. So, one of the things that happened whenever I was in Florida is my on again, off again boyfriend. Told me that he is not really ready to move in with me. And that was one of the things that I thought was just like a logical next step for us. But apparently, that's not how he sees it. So, that really bothered me. I tried to stay in a positive state. And then the more that I thought about it, the more feelings of unworthiness came up. Um, in my mind. And then I started thinking back to my childhood. And while I was in this doing the spiral meditation, I remembered it was almost like a flashback or something. And I was in this shed behind my house growing up. And I was a very young child. It was one of the first houses that we lived in when my mom married my stepdad. And I just remember being in the shed. I don't know like how that fit in or how that related to the story, but then I started thinking about other things that had happened in my childhood around that time frame, and then later on in the years. And I did have like a lot of verbal abuse and some physical abuse and some sexual abuse too. And I already knew like those things; those were not really new. But I guess the new thing for me was to realize that, or to think that those experiences were still impacting me as an adult, because I had always thought that I had gotten over that, like that they were not really, affecting me. But when I looked back at my life, I started just seeing these patterns that I've had with men through the years, and then also just not really feeling that I was worthy or that I was loved or accepted for who I am. And um, I started feeling really sad for that part of me that with feeling those feelings. And even though intellectually I know that I'm not that person anymore, um, I still feel, I don't know, it still bothered me. I still felt those feelings coming back up. So um but like Bashar says, we have to um stay in a positive state and think about how um we could possibly be benefiting from this information that is coming up. And for me, I think it is just helping me to know myself a lot better, and also to give myself the love that I felt like I wasn't getting as a child. And even now in my current situation, I feel that some of the habits that I have, or not really habits, but some of the choices that I make are kind of counterproductive, and they're self-destructive, as far as like I say that I want to work out and I want to build muscle, but yet I find myself not, making the right choices nutritionally, or not wanting to work out. I say that I want to be healthy, and then I drink too much wine. I say that I want to, um, have an amazing romantic relationship, and with someone who also wants the same thing, and then I find myself making choices that put me back in the same situation that I was in before. So anyway, to make a long story short, I find myself making choices that are not really in alignment with who I say I prefer to be. And I feel like what I'm learning through this spiral meditation process and uncovering my limiting beliefs is that I have some beliefs around worthiness. And it just so happens to be February. And I think a good practice for me that came to mind was to devote February to self love, and to give myself all the love that I felt like I did not receive as a child, basically parenting myself and not being hard on myself, being understanding that I'm going through a process, being patient with myself, being kind to myself, giving myself good nutrition, all the things that you would do with a small child. So that's what I'm planning on doing for February. So hopefully you'll join me with that if you think that's something that you could benefit from as well. Just gonna look at my notes real quick and see if there's anything that I might have left out. So another thing that I came across this week that really helped me lift my mood almost instantaneously is that the saying that Bashar has, circumstances don't matter, only states of being matters. So the circumstances, or what's going on in my life and whether or not my boyfriend wants to move in with me or not, that is not really important. What is important is my state of being, because my state of being is what materializes in the physical world. So I don't really know if moving in with him would be the best thing for me or for him. My physical mind wants to try to figure all of that out, but that's not actually what our physical minds are for. Our physical minds are for focusing us in the present and seeing what's here right now in front of us. Our higher mind is the part of ourselves that has all the answers, and that higher mind communicates to us through passion or excitement. And so that's why when we follow the formula, it is a complete toolkit. So everything that we need in life, we will have as long as we're following that formula. So I don't really need to worry about it. I don't need to stress out about it. I don't need to figure all this out. I mean, I think, yes, I would like to uncover all of my limiting beliefs and like just live happily ever after. But I also need to treat this as a fun activity and not get so like serious about it, and keep it very light. So that's kind of my takeaway from all of the things that have happened this week. And so I'm feeling really excited again, and I'm feeling very light and kind of carefree, just knowing that it doesn't really matter, like my circumstances and what's going on. That's not really important. It's just it's just my state of being. And my state of being right now is pretty good. So I think that is pretty much all that I wanted to cover for this week. So once again, if you haven't already, I hope that you will like this video. If you found it helpful, subscribe to my channel. Maybe you could join me for February and we could share our results together. That would be amazing. And talk about like what we did to give ourselves a love that maybe we didn't get as a child, or maybe that we're not really even getting right now. But we can be that for ourselves. So I look forward to hearing from you and reading your comments, and I can't wait to see what happens next week. Take care.